guess, reflect and learn, right? That's what we're here for, is we're here to learn and grow as individuals and as people. So to do that, we need to hear stories and teachings from others. So before I begin, I'd just like to respectfully ask everyone, if you have a hat or a hood, you can just take it off. I really appreciate it. Today we have a guest speaker who is really special to me. And I just hope you guys give him the same respect as you would to anyone. So before we start, I'd like to just give a land acknowledgement. In the spirit and respect of truth, we honor and acknowledge the Mohkintis, the traditional Treaty 7 territory and oral practices of the Blackfoot Confederacy, Siksika, Kane, Pikane, as well as the Ayavka, Nakota, and Tsuut'ina nations. We acknowledge that the territory is home to the Métis Nations of Alberta, Region 3, within the historical Northwest Métis homeland. Finally, we acknowledge all nations who live, work, and play on this land, and who honor and celebrate this territory. So, I will not take away from his introduction, but I just want to say that Nathan is an amazing artist and an amazing big brother to me. So please open your hearts to him and listen to the fullest extent you're capable of, and take something home today with it, okay? And add that to your toolbox that you can use to help and communicate with other people. So without further ado, I am going to give it over to Nathan. Just 1 second, Nathan. I will make sure you are not muted or anything like that. All right. Nathan, the floor is yours.
Hello, W.G. Murdoch. It is very nice to be a part of all of this. I think this is all super amazing, and I really, really appreciate the invitation to present myself and my culture and a few of the stories that I am. Now, this is a little different for me. I'm normally used to doing this in person, where you would be able to smell all of these beautiful smudges that I use. I use a sacred old blend of smudges. Some that have been brought down to me from different elders in my community where I grew up in Saskatchewan. So let's just start off with I'd like to say thank you very much for allowing me to be a part of this. I think this is super great. My name is Nathan Scott. Currently, I live in Chetwynd, British Columbia. Now, Chetwynd is the chainsaw carving capital of the entire world. People compete all of their lives to come here to Chetwynd just to compete to be number one in the world. We have the most chainsaw carvings anywhere. You go around walking down the street, you see amazing works of art. So this place is full of inspiration for me. I think it's a beautiful place, and I think it's really amazing to be a part of this community. Recently in our community, there was an art, competition, and that was for Every Child Matters, and what that means to you. And I was the winner of this year's t-shirt contest, and I won with this design. This design really, really means a lot to me for a lot of reasons. When I was growing up with my grandmother, my home reserve in Saskatchewan, a small little reserve called Beardys and Okamasis. It was really different growing up there in a small reserve. I didn't have my mother. My grandmother had taken me away from my mother's was only, 1.5 before I was 2 years old. So I didn't know my dad. I've actually never met my dad till this day. But growing up with my grandmother on the reserve, and she taught me a lot of really valuable lessons in life. I guess my traditions and my culture, and respect and why. She taught me a very, very valuable thing when I was very young. When I was, if you have a void in your life, you have something missing within your heart, like a father or a mother or a brother, an uncle. You could give a sacred blessing, sacred offering to this person and ask them to fill that void in your life. And so I took it really, really seriously. Being as I didn't have a dad and seeing all the other kids around the school, having families and brothers and sisters, and not knowing what that was like. I wanted to feel that. So I really, really looked up to our Cree teacher, who was our cultural teacher on Earth, and he was also the main pipe carrier for our reserve, so he holds sweat lodges and different ceremonies for the community. So I gathered a whole bunch of sacred things, like a cloth, and then like something of the earth, like a rock or a crystal, and something of the air. So it was like a feather. I chose an eagle feather, and then something from you. So you got to create something. You got to put your effort into something. So I beaded this eagle feather for him, and I went out and I picked a bunch of sage. Took me 2 days to build together all this offering for him. And I sat there in class and I waited till everything was gone. And it was like, I was so nervous. I remember having it in my desk and wondering how he would feel, how he would react to that. And I slowly walked up to him, kind of bashfully, gift in my back, and came up to him and presented it to him. He was like, "Will you be my dad?" No. That really meant at that time, for a while I chose him. But he embraced me, took me to his arms, hugged me, so good. It was amazing. He came to pick me up a lot after that, and took me to his pub. And he taught me all the traditions, why we do the way we do, our way of life, our beliefs, all the things that were taken away from us. And I'm grateful for all those times that I had with him. Really, really taught me a lot. For a while, I lost my way. I ended up getting into wanting to train school. My grandmother, she was really, really sick when I was growing up in Perth. She had diabetes. She had a lot of heart complications. She had a stroke, which all of these things that I would have to do with a really, really young child. There was one time she actually had a heart attack, and our closest hospital, or our closest town, was 20 minutes away. So I called the ambulance, and they talked me through everything, and they helped me to be able to revive her over the phone. It was an amazing experience. I don't know, it really, really taught me that no matter what you put through in life, it's all about how you react, what you do at that moment in that time. So I continued taking care of her, school and stuff. I moved back and forth from Queen to Saskatchewan a lot because this is where my mom was, and I wanted to try to be close to her, and it just didn't work out. So every time I went back to Saskatchewan, there was a thing that they did back then. If you were failing the grade, you would get upgraded instead of just different curriculum. It made it really, really tough for me growing up. We were 3 years younger than most of the students in the class. I grew up a lot faster than I think I should have in some ways. But, I think everything happens for a reason that you go through in life. It doesn't matter what you go through. These are a few of the pieces that, that make me me, that, they're parts of my heart. And we grow from all these things, find different tools to be able to heal us, go back to all these different things that, that my cooking showed me, that, my adopted dad showed me. And it was always through art, through healing, and through laughter. All these sacred teachings that allow us to move through life with honor, I guess. To feel like you're a good person doing something good in life is amazing. I moved to Shetland, moved away from all the culture, so that I could have help with my home, because I just wasn't going to school enough taking care of her. After I moved back to Shetland, my carpentry apprenticeship, I started doing concrete finishing when I was as young as you. It's literally 12 years old when I came back to Shetland, and pushing wheelbarrows heavier than I was, doing concrete finishing, doing framework, and I wanted to take my carpentry apprenticeship to be a carpenter. And then so I started building hotels all around the area. And for the most part, really, I just continued chasing color. I've had so many different types of work experience, from being a carpenter, basically, to going out into the oil industry, and operating machinery, doing all things construction, being an electrician, doing plumbing, doing heating, doing roofing, whatever I could to make $1 for the family. As after I graduated high school, I had my first job. And growing up without a dad, about wanting to be a good father is something I really had close into my heart. So it was a promise that I made to myself that I would always try to do good and to make enough money and to give my kids everything that I ever had. That's, I'm proud. And that's the moral to all of this boring story. It is not that, you need to chase money to chase, I guess, almost a false dream. It wasn't something that really hurt like the way art does. It's not something that you're excited to get out of bed for every single day. For this opportunity here right now, to be able to speak to all of you, or for all of this interest within my art, in my culture, and just my story and who I am, really, really absolutely humbles me. I think it's an amazing experience, and I'm very, very grateful for it. But I wouldn't be here without all the hard work and determination that I put forward, and learning and relearning all of my healing tools, my smudges, and different plants and everything that I go hiking for. Being here in BC, amazing. The absolutely beautiful country everywhere you go. And I love to go hiking in the hills. I love to go down to the river all the time. I love to go touch the medicines. I think it's all really, really positive things. Be able to be out there and to connect to it. I think that connection is a really good thing.
So Nathan, I love how you're sharing that, you know, life for a lot of us isn't always sunshine and rainbows, but it's a necessity sometimes in terms of developing character. I really like how I learned a lot about you in the last, you know, couple of years, but really these last couple of weeks, understanding your life before our families got together. Um, in the honor of like truth and reconciliation, I think it's important to talk about how cultures can intertwine and, you know, appreciate one another and help each other. And I was wondering if you could talk a little about sort of when our families merged and, you know, in that time where you were developing your skills as an artist and just how that sort of came together and how you're now using art um, and the pieces that you've done to help, you know, express yourself and go on this healing journey.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You know, merging of families is a really, really big deal in life. Family values and family bonds that we all grow towards one another are very, very deeply rooted in life. When I first met Mr. Drover's father, my stepfather, he came to save me. I was in a bad place in Saskatchewan, and they came there, and from BC, they drove all the way there to pick me up and to bring me back to BC. We packed up everything, and we ended up moving to BC. And it was a really, really big transition phase for me. You know, going from not having any brothers and sisters and a mom or a dad to all of the above. My sister was pregnant. Oh no, not at that time, but yeah, I don't know. I think it is time. It is, no matter what, it's hard to embrace anything that's new in your life. And if you reject it, it always comes back to it. It's like the great circle of life. No matter what, life works in a spiral, in a circle, and you will continuously go through the same things over and over again until you decide to create positive change in your life. I think that was a lot of embracing my brothers and embracing my stepdad in my life. I rejected the fact that he wasn't my dad and stuff. And, you know, I probably gave him more of a hard time than I needed to. We quite literally got a couple of fist fights or another. But, you know, I cherish all these memories that we have of growing together and doing all these fun things and, you know, rolling Mr. Drover down the hill, a tire tube, over and over again. You know, all these things create character in your life. You create bond, and that is a way of coming together. You know, it is like Mr. Drover have expressed kindness. You don't see people for a different color. It's the fact that everyone is a human being in this world, and we all just need to continue to come together, you know, to embrace one another. So I think it's all really positive. I must say that this is very, very difficult for me. I do like to have a lot of feedback and stuff. I do like to break things up. I have a lot of things to be able to show you, but you're way over there, and I'm way over here. So it makes it very, very hard to show you guys. So let's start over here. And I'm going to pull a few of my healing tools. Now, one thing that I really, really like to do is usually have like an interactive experience with everyone. Like I like to say, like, what is healing to you? And I don't know, what kind of things do you consider healing within your life? And for example, there was a few other students in my last presentation that had said band-aids or, you know, alcohol wipes or, you know, different different things like that from a doctor. And there are so many other different ways to heal than just thinking about a doctor. You know, water, for instance. Water has memory. For real. All water is. We are almost all completely water. We're over 80% water, us, alone human beings. So that is why water connects us. Why, you know, sacred people make holy water and put blessings upon water. Olaf had it right when he said, water has memory. And it really, really does. Water remembers everything. There's this one old Japanese person studied this, the growth of frost with its freezing. When frost initially hits its freezing point, it grows a frost buildup, or like when water hits its freezing point, it grows a frost buildup. It's usually very, very beautiful, and it has all kinds of interesting edges, almost like if you look at like a snowflake, the way a snowflake has all those amazing cool edges. That is the way frost builds, and it will only build like that if it is happy. Water needs to have, you know, a light energy with it, and it is a beautiful thing. It really, really is. You can look at tap water under a microscope, and it's freezing point, and it'll be like kind of almost mushy. It'll look like a big blob, and it doesn't quite look as beautiful as a snowflake would. But when you do a little bit of intent, positive intention and prayer, they had a group of students sit around a glass of water, and they prayed for this water, they prayed for its life, and they gave thanks for it. They said, thank you for this water in my life. And, you know, that alone completely changed the context of the water. That water was happy. It is to intent. That's what it was all about. It is about what you feel and how your heart perceives it. So, I have a few healing tools to show you. Besides water, sound. Sound is an amazing healing tool. Sound vibrates within us. We are energy, so we vibrate at freaking rhythm. Has anyone ever seen a Tibetan singing bowl? Yeah? Super cool. Like, it's an amazing sound that it gives off. An amazing healing energy. You can quite literally see it within the air. If you were to put water in one of these bowls, you can make the water rain upwards, and that is a better way to, you know, to heal the water and to purify it, make it almost pure. Yes. So with vibrations, we also have healing stone. There are very, very many different types of healing stones, pyrite, crystals, and arrowheads that I found in different countries that I found. They're absolutely amazing. But the healing energy that they have, because they vibrate, with vibrance, it is all healing. Now, we also use smudge. The smudge is still burning a little bit from what I prepared it for this. We always use something of the air. So we don't want to fan it with our hands because we feel like the energy of our hands contaminates it in a sense. It is pure to use an eagle's wing or an eagle's feather. All of these feathers I have found throughout my journeys. This feather is amazing. They're super, super cool. And I wish that we could be here in person so you guys could actually see all these things, touch them, feel them, smell them, and connect with them. Because that is all about how to connect with the innocence. There's a connection. use different things like leaves. This is probably something that you guys might see around where you live. This is white sage that grows around the prairies and prairie areas. We also have buffalo sage. Now, buffalo sage is very, very special because typically we believe that it is a woman sage, like a wild woman sage. Now, what makes it so special is that a woman is allowed to use it for a smudge when she is on her hand, because we believe that women are the most sacred thing in our culture. Women are the essence, everything that is to us, to who we are. We are here because of women. And the power that women have is tremendous, especially when you are on your cycle. So we believe that the power of the woman overpowers any system that we have. So, with the exception of buffalo sage. Buffalo sage is the only one that we will allow. There's also sweetgrass. Sweetgrass is a very, very healing tree. We connect us, and we braid our hair. We also have cedar. The cedar was a gift to me because it did not grow local to where I am. So this was given to me as a gift for one of the patients that I did in medical school. It's a very, very healing tool, and I really love it. The smell of it is amazing.
Nathan,
Yes.
I was wondering, because you brought up sweetgrass and how it's, very similar and related to your braids. Talking about your orange shirt, I was wondering if we could pivot your orange shirt design and talk about the significance of your braids and your personal story and what Cookham told you about her braids and what they mean.
Absolutely. Well, as some of you know, reconciliation, Truth and Reconciliation Day, what is it? Well, it is the truth behind everything that has actually happened. Children were taken away from their homes. They were taken away from their culture. And they were taught that their ways of living were not right, not good, that they had to believe in this other way of life. And it was destroying for communities, people. We're still trying to overcome all these things. I remember growing up listening to her stories, and she had some very, very terrible stories to tell about her experiences there. I remember she would always cry when about when they took the braids. And that was how she represented it, the days she took the braids. It's hard to go through these old memories again. I'm still healing. And I feel like being able to share my story and to talk about it, bring myself with me, to bring healing to it hurts. I decided to grow my braids back. Well, I started growing my hair when I was really young. Before I was in grade 2, I had braids longer than these. And I got teased a lot in school. I think it was called Little Miss Ponytail. And oh, he looks like a girl. I thought you were a girl. It got so bad one day where all the kids in the playground were all calling me Little Miss Ponytail. So I went home that day and I told my cookum that I wanted to cut hair. I'll never forget the way she cried. and I'll always touched by her. So recently, I had to grow my braids back. 2.5 years ago now, I was looking for all my sacred things, my old trends, things that I'd put away. And in a medicine bag, very medicine bag. This is very, very, very old. I had it made for her a long, long time ago. On the bottom, along with some other medicines, on my braid, she kept it for all those years in a sacred place. And that was when I made the decision to allow my culture to take me back, to continue to grow my hair, pull my hair back and the strength behind my hair, because hair is an extension of our spirit. It is an extension of our strength, of who we are as human beings, our culture. It really is, and for me, it really means a lot. You know, it is my strength. And I think it's, you know, the thing that that's what, you know, we may decide to get back to my culture and to really look into all these different styles of traditional work, you know, like after I made this decision, this huge decision within my life, take back my culture, and to say I didn't care to anyone else who would scoff at traditions, culture. Within this time, I started eating. Indeed, I can make moccasins, made my very own moccasins all by myself. I sought out different teachers there, but for the most part, YouTube can help a lot. And books. I started collecting my own little mini library. Not much right now. Nutritional healing, all the boreal herbal being tools, about cultural guidance, becoming enlightened, all that kind of good stuff. And I also started making drums. Drums are very, very sacred to our people. Drums are also another thing that were given to us by the woman. Saying that these sacred drums were given to us a long, long time ago by the woman, so that we could feel the energy, the power and strength that the woman has to be able to bring life into this world. We could use these drums to heal ourselves, to heal our people, to heal our own hearts. I do all my own sewing for all my leather and hide. I source out all my wood and materials, very specific types of wood, because I believe that wood has a spirit. Every piece of wood has a different type of spirit, and it's about how you choose to connect to it. This drum is a very, very, very old sacred drum. This I got from my adopted dad, the one who I adopted as my father when he was here. He said that it was made for him when he was very, very young in his journey, in his sacred journey. He said that one day I would know what to do with it. And I carried this drum up to the tops of the mountain tops and I sang. And I've seen eagles fly over me as soon as I start to beat the drum. I've seen things that you can only witness through culture. and they are beautiful. They're all goodness. It brings goodness and love within it. Another drum that I made. This one I carved from cedar. I carved the handle from cedar, and then all of the knotting is through hemp rope and rawhide. This is one of my ceremonial drums. I sing my ceremonial vows on this drum. I like the way that it connects to it resonates with a really, really good spot. I went on different types of hunting trips, and I hunted a buffalo. I actually did that buffalo myself. I was still young within my journey, and say that I did not eat the hide. We had given that hide away to some other people that knew how to do it at the time. And one day I hope to get into hides, do all kinds of other amazing things through art. All of these things through art. I've had such amazing opportunities just because I'm an artist. I even got to attend and compete in the Chetland chainsaw carving competition as an assistant. People come from literally all over the world. The person that I got to help was from Nova Scotia. They taught me amazing things. They opened my eyes in so many ways into artistry and how different things can be put together. And the whole point of art is to lose yourself in it, to express yourself. Art is an expression of one's heart and soul, and you can feel it, how much energy somebody puts into their artwork when you touch it, and when you see it, and you get an emotional experience from it. And I think it's a really, really beautiful thing to be able to connect through artwork. I think it's absolutely beautiful.
Thank you so much, Nathan, for sharing that. Is that the buffalo head that we had that one summer when I was working in the coal mine with you? And we had it like trying to decay so we could get the skull from it? Is that
yes. Typically to get all the hide off and to get all the meat off and all the other nasty stuff, you want to put it in a red anthill. And the red anthill completely cleans everything. So you're using nature to do the hard work for you. It's amazing the way it cleans it out. You can't get it that clean by using tools or any other type of chemical. It's the natural way to clean skull. Yeah, that was the exact skull that we had there.
Awesome. I really appreciate you sharing your journey and all the things you use to express yourself. And I think the big thing that we want to get across is art and expressing yourself is healing, and it comes in many forms. And it's not just painting, it's not just drawing. It could be carving, it could be designing something, it could be in the shop class making something, just something that you have put work in, that you have tried and put effort in. It shows an expression of who you are, and I think Brother Nathan here has really helped me think of that in my own way. And like, we're two different spirits, definitely, and I think we both express ourselves in different ways, but we found a medium to express ourselves. So whether it's athletics or art or design, construction, just a trade in general, there's something that you can do that expresses yourself, and it's good, and it's true when what you're doing is helping someone else. It's helping everyone around you. Nathan, before I give the chance for our lovely students here to give you a questionnaire, just a Q&A, is there any other pieces of art that you would like to showcase to us before we do the questions.
Well, this one, I think that you have a few videos of. This one means so much more to me than just any picture. This has taken literally years to accomplish. Years. Every single detail was put in with a like just a knife, a pocket knife. I did everything with a pocket knife for carving the detail. And then I used my wood burner for every single teeny tiny little line that you see. To put it into context, detailing one feather this size would take about an hour almost. It is insane. So why would I put so much heart into something fragile? This is literally a piece of driftwood. This is a random piece of driftwood that I found on the riverside one day. And I'm like, hey, that kind of looks like an eagle wing. I'm going to turn that into an eagle wing. It was through that little tiny bit of vision that I had. Now this is going to be a representation of myself and my artwork and my culture. I have left it unfinished. Right now, just the tip of that wing needs a little bit of burning. That's about maybe 2 or 3 hours of burning work into it. And then a little bit of I'm going to put a gem in his eyeball, and he's going to see like this. He's going to have a nest. He's going to have a sun. And in the sun it will say, Spirit of the Woods, Cultural Arts. And that representation is me leaving my best. It's going to be me, taking everything back, taking back my culture, finding all of these tools, all of these different things, all of the different outs, and all of these different teachers, taking all of this at a time, so much time. It is immense time what it takes to go through many things, to source them out, to find them, to build a relationship with them. All of these different tools of carving, of whittling and making things in my life are all finally coming together now. And I could finally spread my wings and leave my nest, share it all with the rest of the world. And that is my goal, to be able to share my gifts.
And you did, and I think everyone really appreciates this. Now, I think for the questions, and please be any questions you would want to ask Nathan about his art, culture, growing up with the best teacher in the world, anything you want. If you could just raise your hand, I could either come to you or you can come to the camera so Nathan can see your face. It's up to you. Maybe just introduce yourself, tell Nathan who you are, and then you could just look at the camera and ask him what you want.
Hi Nathan, my name is Xander.
Hi.
And I was wondering, how long have you known Drover?
How long have I what? Sorry, I missed that.
Known Drover.
Known.
Mr.Drover.
Oh, Mr. Drover. Oh, I see. How long has it been, Mr. Drover? I believe it would have been around 2002, I believe. I think that would have been around 2002.
Yeah, it was when I was 8 years old, so 2001, 2002. Yeah.
Yeah, I figured it was right around that time. That's pretty amazing. I remember 9/11 happening shortly before I departed Saskatchewan. That was one of the things that I put on my timeline, everything in my mind. But yeah, we've known each other for that long.
Amazing. Thank you for the question. Anyone else? Yeah, you can come up. And just tell him who you are, maybe give him a second.
Hello. My name is Colin, and I was hoping maybe you could show us those axes in the background.
Oh, absolutely. So, the hatchets are actually an imitation style hatchet. I really like them because of what they represented. This is just ceramic, and that's just paint. And this is like a plastic handle, or actually, sorry, no, that's good. But it's not real, it's not authentic. But this, I do have something. It does have a little more special importance to me. This is a peace pipe, but it is also an axe. I think it was a gift that was given to me. And yes, it is very, very sharp. But the representation that this gives is that we as human beings have the power to cause harm on people, to inflict war, but we also have the power to bring peace. And that is why it is a peace pipe, because this brings peace within our culture and people. Thank you for your question. Was it really good?
What else?
Hello, my name's Tegan. I was wondering if you've ever had a hard time finding motivation to do your art and what you did to get out of it, like to do art.
To find motivation?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's one of the oldest things in the book. They say the blank page. When you get to your blank page and you're sitting there and you're like, oh my God, what am I supposed to do? I find my inspiration through nature. Usually it's just looking at something and seeing something in it. And that's what I turn into it. I don't outsource live logs. I don't cut down live trees in order to make any of my creations. Everything is through driftwood. And lots of times you allow the medium to speak to you. Or if you're just trying to portray an exact feeling or emotion, the best thing that I find to do is to close my eyes and envision it already done. And usually it's pretty much it. Yeah, I think my main inspiration comes from nature and my imagination. It's like looking at clouds and those big poofy clouds, and it's like, hey, that kind of looks like a dinosaur. That kind of looks like a hippopotamus. Oh, it looks like a horse. You know, it's that exact thing, allowing your imagination to flow.
Thank you.
So, like to add to that, Nathan, I would say like, you know, when you're stuck in a creative thing, right, you kind of want to explore, go outside, get new things, get new experiences, and that will trigger something, right?
Absolutely.
Good question.
Hi, I'm Morgan, and that eagle you made's really pretty. How long did it take to make the eagle?
Which eagle? This one, the black one?
Yeah.
Oh, it's been an on and off project. I usually do a lot of commission type projects and other different things that I make for other people. So I do this in between other projects. But like I said, it has literally taken me 2 years. There was a picture that Mr.Drover had shown of my old up that I had in my old house, where this bird was naked, and that was like almost a year in the making, just a naked bird. Pine is a very, very hard wood, and it's hard to carve by hand, so it took an immense amount of time. Well, I have a lot of appreciation for this work, and thank you for having appreciation in it as well.
Hey Nathan, my name's Austin, and what is your favorite item in your room there?
My favorite item in my room.
Do
This was my cookbooks. And it sits on my desk. But I know, take things one day at a time, and everything comes in when it's meant to. And this has always been a huge artistic inspiration for me in my life. One day I will make this out of cedar. One day you'll see this really, really big. As a promise. Here's the eagle guards. It was made from pewter. It was made by hand and carved. And that blew my mind as a child. It was made in 1990. So it's been around with me for a long, long time. It's always been a big inspiration for me. Thank you for that question.
Let's go 2 more questions and then we'll do a closing remark. So go with you, and then we'll go. You want it this time? No, and there. So go for it.
Hey Nathan, my name is Michelle. What's your favorite item that you've made in your room?
That I have made. It's the legal. I use my chainsaw to get this to shape, and then I use router tools and die grinder tools and to make other shapes, but this is going to be my favorite one. He's cute. I'm going for cute and heavy. Thank you for your question.
We have 1 more, and then we'll all get some food.
Hi, my name is Slater, and what do the mammoths in the window mean?
The what in the window?
The mammoths.
The mammoth. Oh, I made that. Doesn't really. I think. Well, I heard a story where the direction of the trunk means a lot when you make an elephant. Elephants are supposed to be very, very sacred creatures in African culture. Now, what they say is where the trunk is. If the elephant is feeding itself, then you'll always have good prosperity and good full belly, so to speak, kind of thing. And if it's reaching out for something, then it's always like you're always reaching as far as you're never going to stop. I feel like I needed some prosperity within my own. This was one of the first bigger ones that I carved. It's kind of cool, I think.
Did you make
Thanks for
it?
noticing it.
Did you make it?
Sorry?
Did you make it?
Oh yes, I carved that by hand.
I like it.
Thank you very much.
All right. Do we have a question? Oh yeah, we do have a question. 1 more, final one.
Hi Nathan, I'm wondering if you have any of your hand tools there that we could see that you use to create all these beautiful pieces.
Well, chainsaw being one of them and other power tools, but as for hand tools, this is my favorite tool. Believe it or not, I've carved more things with a pocket knife than I have out of a chainsaw. Most of these others, like all of these, are what I originated my designs with. I started carving cottonwood bark. And this is just a piece of cottonwood bark that I get from the river, and it is very, very beautifully malleable. It carves very nicely, and yeah, I started carving these with just my pocket knives. I've carved probably, I don't know, 200 or 300 of these. Some of them being very, very huge, some being very, very small, but all with my pocket knife.
I'm imagining then, because some of the wood is much harder than other wood, using that
Absolutely.
would
Which is why I got really excited about chainsaw carving.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, awesome. Just before we let him go, could we please have a really big round of applause for Nathan? Any final things that you want to share with us before we go? Any like 2-sentence lessons or wisdom?
Sorry?
Is there any last final thoughts or 2-sentence pieces of wisdom that you could give so they could take home today?
It is be kind to one another. Tell someone they're cool today. Tell someone their hair looks good. Tell someone you really like their shirt. Or tell someone you really like that joke they told. Brighten somebody's day, because you never know how far that could go. And thank you very much for having me.
Thank you, Nathan.
I'm going to meet you all in person. So if we do have extra time, we do have that.
So Nathan, we're going to end the call right now, but I'll call you in a second, okay?
All right, sounds good. Thank you very much.
All right. Bye, man.
Have a good day, guys.